Hello, it's Sunday, August 20th. Day off as we wait for some more materials to be delivered tomorrow. More on the deck, in part inspired by a comment I wouldn't know where to start. Well, kind of neither did I when I got here. Quick background. Channel contact. I did not know the homeowner previous. They were having trouble finding someone to tackle small projects in this area. So, first things first, I've mentioned this deck up above us here below before. The reason I have lagged over the faces is for the sake of the corners. In steel world, I refer to it as a corner gusset. I don't know what it's called in carpentry world. Whoever built it didn't lap it over the face. I think the phone shows you can see, and I'm trying to point, just 2 screws at the end of each one. Well, when you go up on this deck and shake your hip, the old girl sways pretty good. We did discuss tearing it down and building a complete deck and then pointing out over the hole here. But there's a time deadline on this, and I'm only one man, although the homeowner's a huge asset to me, both in thinking and hands-on, shall I say. Anyways, to pull this deck down, if that were the case, I would simply have undone those lag bolts up there, propped it up with a couple of sticks, having previously cut through the old uprights about 3/4, much like a tree, pop a bin down there, attach a rope over to the tree over there with a winch, and literally pull the whole affair right into a bin. Goodbye, gone. Anyways, time constraints, so no, we'll leave it and work with it. So, homeowner having skills, but not really kind of the experience, and the whole one-handed thing, you kind of need 2 people even for this level of work, really. Homeowner had envisioned vertical panels. Now here's the thing, the screen, of course, can only have such a space. The lake winds coming in from Lake Ontario, winter, ice, snow, sleet, hail, all that business, you can only have so big of an expanse. So I said, no, let's do it horizontally. Then when you sit down back here, it's a nice big view, kind of like homeowner made reference to TV panel. Yeah, well, hey, very much so. So this is what we cooked up. And the reason I built the shelves this way, 2x6 horizontally, 2x4 vertically, it's not going to want to warp and move too much and work the screen. I really took my time. We sun-dried the lumber, and then when I fit it in here, I'm talking a friction fit, like as tight as I could make it. So in years to come, when it starts to loosen up, the next fellow, next homeowner, whoever the next person is, can just put bigger corner brackets on. Solve that shrinkage issue, keep things tight. So we've taken the sway out of the existing thing with our corner gussets and our shelving, I call it. And this height here, we stayed on the same height across here, even though the deck goes down. Where am I pointing? I think you can see it there. Falls away. So you have the shelves for plants, objets d'art, shiny things in the sun, and it's perfect to lean on. Who knows about the camera work, right? So that's how it came to be what it is and why it is the way it is. This will stand, and at worst, if worse comes to worse, on the outside, for the sake of aesthetics, homeowner decided to go with the white wood, I call it, rather than the brown or browny green pressure treated. Should the screen suffer a tear for whatever reason, the outside stripping just comes off slick and easy, and a new screen can be installed. Next step is working in this, well, I'm not sure what the carpentry term would be. I'm gonna hang, I guess you'd call it, another little deck across here. Oops, there we go. At an angle, tied in. I'm gonna beef up this stuff. Bit of an issue with how we get the eaves trough around the corner. So anyways, that's how it came to be. But we started on that panel because we had some degree of squareness with the existing house, and then, you know, visually and structurally the homeowner said, yeah, I like it. I like the way it looks, and I like the structure, you know, the support, the integrity, I guess, of all of that. And then that panel was next, because I don't know who built this deck, but it falls away into this corner like, wow. And they built it that way, at the risk of boring you, but I think you can see as we run along this, well, it doesn't show good in the phone, but you can really see the fall away into that corner following the line of that bottom board. I mean, they built it that way. I don't know why, I don't know. So that's why it is what it is. And at each step, it's kind of like, you know, how do we set this up for that up there? And because the screen is going to go on the inside here rather than around the outside because of the bottom issue, this is why the fascia, I've pre-cut all of the angles and uprights and everything. This, of course, is just lagged here to put it in its proper distance, as I used this corner to get my vertical here so I can do my thing up there. Then we'll take that shelf off. We'll put the screen on, staply. Then we'll put the, I call it fascia, but it's not fascia. Put the faseboards back on, the shelf up for real, correct that little corner issue. It'll get its other little shelf across here to match that one. And then something is going to go in here to keep the puppies or anything that comes from the outside maybe running through the screen. I'm going to make another video about this cool fencing product that the homeowner has. I've never seen it before, and it's really cool. You can see it running around the yard out there. So for the 4 people who might be interested in the project or any carpentering as such, that's why it is what it is. And just in summation, I know, dizzying camera work. The green stain on the existing crosses up there. We're going to, what's the product? Oh, my mind's drawing blank. Oh, hydrogen peroxide. That to try and stop and eliminate that kind of green wet saturation. You can see the outside boards, and it gets worse in the middle. I think you can see that. Yeah, I think so. So anyways, I know, not an exciting video, but it is what it is. Oh, that's an expression I hate, but sorry. It is what it is.